So I fiddly did with the camera, and this is about the best I can get. I have it on dual camera mode, so I'm interested to figure out what that's going to look like in final editing. Don't you just love the sun? I'm just always in the dark. But anyways, this is the back road that I wanted to show you guys, but my car mount for my phone wasn't set up at the correct angle to get a very good shot at all. So I've got this kind of I've basically got two cameras on the same stationary platform, so which is my phone. So when I move one camera to get more of the road, the camera that gets me does not get as much of me. So I try to get as much of me as I can in the I'm trying to point to the thing. It's only showing me pointing to myself. So I'm trying to get as much of me in the camera as I can while trying to get as much of the road in the camera, and you can't have both at the same time. So I try to cling it to my windshield, and it was viewing obstruction. I literally could not, it was like a huge divider divided my windshield into two. There's a huge portion of my windshield where if I were to mount it there under the rear view mirror, I could not see probably 10% of the total windshield viewing area, which is really dangerous and illegal. But anyways, the Violin guy called me and said that my Violin was ready at like 8:30. He was like, yeah, it'll be probably ready at about 8:30. So he called me at 8:30 and woke me up and said that my Violin's ready. So that's where I'm headed back to Boise now. I've actually got no clue how to get there, but well, that's not entirely true. I have a general idea how to get there. All I have to do is get to Boise, but that's not important. So I'm gonna go get my Violin, and see how well the repair is, which is probably really real well done because it was an easy repair. I picked up the Violin. Cost me $20 even. I don't know if it's exactly $20, but she said $20 even, so I'm assuming $20. And they didn't make the crack invisible like the last person to repair it, but the crack seems to be really good structural condition. It didn't really flex or sway. You can tell that like they really jammed a lot of glue into it, and they didn't really clean up the excess glue because you can feel like a ridge still where the crack is, and I'm guessing that's the excess glue that they didn't really clean up. But you can't really clean it up when you've got something holding it closed. So, but it is very structurally sound. There's this Japanese art. There's this Japanese art. I forget what it's called because I don't speak Japanese. But pretty much when something breaks, like a pottery bowl or something, whatnot, they melt glue. They melt gold and repair it with the melted gold, and that way, instead of saying, oh, this item is broken and it was repaired so it's lesser value and it's not as good as the one's brand new, you can actually see the gold traces, the gold lines repairing it. And I'll probably like look up the word for it on Google and post it in a caption or something on the video. So I guess if you want to look at the bright side of it, you could say the crack in my violin, which is still visible, it just adds character, like the gold repair on the Japanese pots and whatnot. Give them character, showing them that they've had life and personality and whatnot, or showing that they've had life and gives them personality. So it's definitely a solid structure fix. It's not loose or moving anywhere. It just doesn't look very good. It's very obvious to see. So it kind of adds a little bit of personality. But anyways, I'm going to go to Winco now and pick up some stuff. Winco, to those of you who don't live in my location, because there's not that many of them. I think there's only like 20 in the whole United States. It's basically like this, sort of like a cheap Costco. Actually, it's a free Costco. And it sells in more bulk than Walmart does. But some stuff it sells cheaper than Walmart, some stuff it sells more expensive than Walmart. The only difference between it and Walmart is that Winco is solely food. That's all they sell, is just food. One gigantic grocery store. I mean, they sell like some automotive stuff, like windshield washer fluid and home cleaning supplies and over-the-counter medications, toothbrush, shampoo, soaps, cat food, dog food, like general home stuff like that. And there's a couple of spatulas and really cheap pots and pans and baking dishes and whatnot. But it's like 95% of the store is food. No, that's not a very good estimate. But anyways, it is mostly food in that store, and it's like kind of warehousey looking, and it's really cheap, but they got a good selection of stuff. I think probably most of my subscribers are from Idaho, and probably from the Treasure Valley, which I live in. So I know there's probably at least one or two of my subscribers who actually watch my videos that are not from the Treasure Valley and probably don't even live in Idaho. Here at Walmart in Caldwell, I think they got their priorities straight. It's very important to always show the logo of your truck through the deer protector, moose grill. I don't know. I've never seen a grill that was bent in the middle to show the logo of the truck. Just showing you how they fixed the crack in my violin when it focuses. So as you can see, there's still a crack there, quite visible, and it's actually, you can feel it too. This part is lower than this part, so there's a little bit of a bump when sliding your finger that way. Anyways, as I was saying, it kind of a little bit adds to the character of the violin. And then this mark I got was from the frog of the bow, I think, landing on it during shipping. That thing. That's what created this mark. So having this little tiny crack is not a big deal compared to that. Anyways, just showing you the repair job, and you can focus. You can press down on it and it's not gonna budge. So that's nice. He says that if I hadn't gotten it repaired and something were to hit this piece accidentally, it would create a huge repair problem, and the repair for that problem would cost more than the violin is worth. So I just spent the 20 bucks and got the crack fixed. He says that the violin's strings need replacing, and that's almost more important than getting the crack fixed, but the strings are still playable, in my opinion. So I'd like to get some new strings, but there's other things that are more important to me.